TSA is pulling more seniors aside in 2026 than ever before. And the number one item they're confiscating is something almost every traveler over 60 packs without a second thought. I watched a woman at the gate last spring go pale when a TSA officer started pulling items from her carry-on, her power bank, her medications, a small jar of homemade preserves. She wasn't careless. She'd flown dozens of times. She just hadn't heard the rules changed. After years as a flight attendant, I've seen every one of these mistakes up close. 9 items, 9 fixes, and number 4 is the one quietly pulling seniors into secondary screening right now. Number 1, the power bank trap. If you carry a portable charger, you need this now. Starting May 1st, 2026, American, Delta, United, and Southwest all tightened power bank rules simultaneously. ICAO locked in the same restrictions globally in March. Your power bank must stay in your personal item within arm's reach, not in the overhead bin. If an agent asks to check your carry-on at the door, you must pull every power bank out and carry it yourself into the cabin. Southwest limits passengers to 1 bank. Most other carriers cap it at 2, each under 100 watt-hours. The reason is fire. Lithium batteries in a cargo hold can hit temperatures above 900 degrees before a crew member can reach them. In the cabin, the crew can see it and act. Flip your charger over and look for the watt-hour rating, 100 watt-hours or less, and you're cleared for carry-on. If it's only labeled in milliampere hours, multiply by 3.7 and divide by 1000. Pro tip: keep your power bank in your personal item, not your carry-on roller. If that roller gets gate-checked, you're digging through your bag in the jet bridge while the door closes behind you. That's your power bank, and your flight still intact. If that's useful, hit like and subscribe. This whole channel runs on the stuff TSA isn't advertising. Number 2. Undeclared liquid medications. A gentleman I spoke with had traveled with the same insulin pens and liquid eye drops for years without issue. This past January, a new CT scanner at his departure terminal flagged his bag. He hadn't declared his liquids. 40 minutes of additional screening followed, and he nearly missed his connection to see his grandchildren. Liquid medications above 3.4 ounces are allowed in your carry-on, but only if you tell the TSA officer before your bag goes on the belt. That's what most seniors miss. The moment undeclared liquids go through, a CT scanner sees dense, unlabeled containers in a 3D image and the bag gets pulled. Pill organizers carry the same risk. TSA doesn't require original bottles, but a tray of unlabeled tablets, especially controlled substances, can trigger questions at the new scanners now rolling out at more airports. Declare your liquid medications out loud the moment you reach the officer. Place them in a separate bin. Keep at least some in their original labeled packaging alongside the organizer. For complex medical needs, call TSA Cares at 8557-872-2227 at least 72 hours before your flight. They'll assign a specialist to meet you personally at the checkpoint. Number 3. Canned recreational oxygen. Small canisters of supplemental boost oxygen sold at pharmacies for altitude recovery or general wellness are completely prohibited. Not restricted to checked bags. Flat banned. TSA states it directly. Non-medically required, flavored, or canned oxygen containers are not permitted. The FAA backs this through hazardous materials rules. These cans are pressurized and can rupture or accelerate a fire. There is no exception pathway onto a passenger aircraft. This matters most to seniors because these cans are marketed directly at this demographic for fatigue, high-altitude travel, and post-exertion recovery. They feel medical. The FAA doesn't classify them that way. If you have a genuine respiratory condition, FAA-approved portable oxygen concentrators are allowed, but you must coordinate with your airline in advance and carry a physician's statement. Recreational cans have no equivalent path. The next one is something seniors are buying specifically for joint pain, and it's getting some travelers pulled aside for police questioning right now. Number 4. CBD Oil and THC-Adjacent Products. A retired teacher packed a full-size CBD tincture in her carry-on, bought at a national pharmacy chain, receipt in hand. At security, the bottle was flagged, not because of the CBD, but because it was over 3.4 ounces. Officers called it in. An hour later, she was back in the terminal without the tincture, shaken by the encounter. Hemp-derived CBD under 0.3% THC is federally legal and TSA allowed. The problem is how it travels. Liquid oils and tinctures fall under the 3-1-1 rule. Any bottle over 3.4 ounces gets confiscated before anyone asks what's inside. When a label is unclear or the product resembles a cannabis extract, TSA refers it to local law enforcement. And what happens next depends on the airport's jurisdiction and destination state law. Switch to capsules or gummies for travel. They're not liquids, so they skip the 3-1-1 rule entirely. If you want to bring an oil, use a bottle under 3.4 ounces, keep it in your quart bag, and carry a certificate of analysis showing the THC content. Also, check the laws at your destination. A handful of states still restrict CBD regardless of source. If TSA has ever pulled something from your bag that you had no idea was banned, share your experience below so others can travel smarter too. Number 5. Full-size aerosol pain sprays, sunscreen and hairspray. TSA classifies every aerosol as a liquid. Your full-size arthritis spray, your sunscreen, your hairspray, your shaving cream, if the can is larger than 3.4 ounces, it cannot go in your carry-on, not even if it's nearly empty. TSA measures the container, not what's left inside. This catches seniors specifically because the aerosols most likely to be full-size are the ones bought for pain and comfort, arthritis relief sprays, sun protection, and morning grooming items. A standard can of sunscreen or shaving cream runs 6 to 10 ounces, 2 to 3 times over the limit. In checked luggage, each individual aerosol can be up to 18 ounces with a total per-person cap of 70 ounces. Full size belongs in checked baggage, not your carry-on. Pro tip: solid sunscreen sticks, solid deodorant, and bar format shaving products are not classified as liquids by TSA. No size limit, no quart bag, no checkpoint friction. Next, the item that has lived in some seniors' purses and briefcases for decades, and that TSA confiscates by the thousands every single week. Number 6. Pocket knives, bladed multi-tools, and corkscrews with blades. A man in his 70s had his small leather pouch flagged at a Dallas checkpoint. Inside, a pocket knife he'd carried every day since the 1980s, a gift from his late wife. The officer gave him 4 options. He was alone, parking was far, the mail kiosk had a queue. He lost the knife. Every blade is banned from the carry-on cabin. Not knives over a certain length, but every knife regardless of size. That includes the Swiss Army knife on your keychain and any multi-tool with a blade component. The rule has been in place since 2001 and has never been relaxed. Corkscrews are allowed, but only without a foil cutting blade. The bladeless version passes. The version with a small knife does not. Pro tip: check your everyday carry before you pack. Ship a valuable knife ahead via FedEx. A bladeless multi-tool covers most travel needs without any checkpoint risk. Stick with me for the final power tip. It'll change the way you travel forever. Number 7. Sewing scissors, over 4 inches and straight razors. This one consistently catches seniors who travel with sewing kits or use straight razors. Scissors are only permitted in carry-on if the blade is less than 4 inches measured from the pivot point. Most sewing scissors, fabric shears, and longer nail scissors don't clear that measurement even when the blades look short. Straight razors and loose double-edged razor blades are prohibited in carry-on entirely. Cartridge razors, disposables, and electric razors are all fine, but a straight razor, even a well-maintained personal one, cannot board the cabin, and neither can replacement blades packaged separately. Pack scissors under 4 inches or check them. Travel with a cartridge or electric razor. If you can't check a bag, buy a disposable for the trip. Payoff. 2 minutes checking your toiletry kit at home beats losing something irreplaceable at the checkpoint. Number 8. Homemade jams, preserves, and sauces. A grandmother brought 3 jars of homemade strawberry jam on a trip she made every year. The officer pulled all 3 and dropped them in the bin. She stood there a moment, then kept moving. Homemade jams, preserves, gravy, cranberry sauce, and thick dips are classified as liquids under TSA rules. If you can spread it, pour it, or pump it, and it's over 3.4 ounces, it cannot come through the checkpoint in a carry-on. TSA doesn't treat it as food, it treats it as a gel. Pack jarred goods in checked luggage where no size restriction applies. Solid baked goods, cookies, cakes, whole pies, pass through without issue. Pro tip: decant into a container under 3.4 ounces and it clears the checkpoint without a second look. That's the only workaround that works. Number 9. Pre-wrapped gifts in your carry-on. Wrapped gifts aren't outright banned, but they create a specific problem that's hard to recover from once you're in line. Wrapping paper blocks the scanner's view. When a screener can't identify the shape or density of a package, they open it. They will not re-wrap it. What ends up in the bin is the paper, the bow, and sometimes the gift, if what's inside turns out to be a liquid over the limit, a prohibited battery, or anything else on this list. A snow globe just over 3.4 ounces, a bottle of perfume, a jar of something spreadable. The gift becomes the problem the moment wrapping hides it from the scanner. Use gift bags with tissue paper. TSA opens and closes them in seconds. Pack gifts unwrapped and wrap at your destination. Ship them ahead and let the package arrive before you do. Payoff: the gift that never goes through a scanner always arrives intact. Final power tip. Most seniors have never heard of TSA Cares, a free helpline built specifically for travelers with medical needs, mobility issues, or complicated carry-ons. Call 8557872227 at least 72 hours before your flight, and TSA assigns a dedicated specialist to meet you personally at the checkpoint. No surprise secondary screening. No explaining your medications to a line of strangers. If you travel with a CPAP, insulin, or a mobility aid, this one call changes your entire airport experience. If even one of these saves you a confiscated item or a checkpoint delay, subscribe so you never fly blind again. And tell me below, which one of these caught you off guard?